Right. Assalamu alaikum, and how are you? Bismillah ar-Rahman rahim. Here I have with me my graduate. He is a young man. His name is Ibrahim. And Ibrahim, would you please like to just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll just go from there, inshallah.
inshallah. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My name is Ibrahim and I'm 17 years old and I'm a new Hijama practitioner thanks to first of all Allah and Miss Abir, Holistictibb. And
Alhamdulillah. MashaAllah, you speak really, really well. MashaAllah. Okay, so what got you into hijama, and what is the best thing that, or something that you learned about hijama that was like just kind of blew you away, or was like, oh, I love this, or it's amazing?
So just to introduce my journey, my mother actually has illness that causes a lot of pain, extreme pain in her body. So she has taken many medications, different types of medications. She hasn't felt that much of a relief from those. A little bit, it's like on and off, but it's not like a huge difference. So one day she was talking to one of her friends and they introduced her to the sunnah of hijama. So then she contacted you, Jazakumullah khairan, for doing my mom's first sessions of hijama. And when she came back, she told me that she felt a huge change in her pain, you know, in her emotional well-being, in her physical well-being. So then I was like, you know, so many years of different medications, she hasn't felt that kind of a change. So I was like, I need to research this more, you know, this is such an interesting and amazing sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I researched into it and I found out that this was a forgotten sunnah. People were removing this from their life. And I was like, no, I need to promote this because this is so amazing. Allah has put so much shifa in it, mashallah. So I was like, I need to promote this, revive the sunnah. And then I contacted you, and thanks to you for training me. And you're such a great teacher, a great counselor, a great advisor, a great mentor. Thank you so much for training me. Jazakumullah khairan.
Okay, thank you so much for that. You know, you have been like such an easy student also. And mashallah, like he asks a lot of questions and I love that. And I always tell like even my little daughter, like she asks like a ton of questions. And I'm like, you know what? Smart people ask a lot of questions. Like how? Because I'm asking, I don't know. I'm like, that's why, because you're thinking of something. And then so you ask the question to know the answer, right? And even if you don't know or no one knows, you go into research it and you try to find out the answer, right? So that's the best thing of being a learner in life and every day and everything, subhanAllah. So how was the training altogether? And then you had to do like some case studies. So how was that process?
So the best thing about this training is that you get the best teacher, a great mentor, a great counselor, I should say. Whenever I had questions about my clients, anything about hijama, I would ask Miss Abir, and she would happily answer me. She's so humble, mashallah. Jazakumullah khairan for answering my questions. And so she would always help me with her greatest potential, and I really appreciate that. So in this training, Miss Abir tells you to do 5 sessions or 5 case studies. So those comprise of 5 individuals that you do 3 sessions on. So one for the head, one for the legs, and one for the back. So that actually helps you. It's basically hands-on training. So it helps you gain some understanding of how to do the hijama. Because the first case study I did was on my father. Jazakumullah khairan to my father for supporting me in this journey and trusting me in doing hijama on him. He was actually my first client and my last. So on my test date, I did my test on him. So Jazakumullah khairan, may Allah bless him. So in my first session, I was actually quite nervous doing the cuts, scooping the blood and stuff like that. I felt like my fingers were shaking. I wasn't holding the blade right. But as I went through this training, my case studies, it really helped me, know my mistakes. For example, for the first few sessions, I would drop a little bit of blood, right? So I was really concerned about that. I asked many questions of how to fix this. And then I actually found out a great technique of, let's say there's no, tilt. You basically bring it to the side of the back and towards gravity, and then you scoop the blood. So I feel like when you make mistakes, you discover new techniques of improving yourself. So those 5 case studies are a big thumbs up. And overall, the training, I learned a lot from Miss Abir, from my peers, and she's always so helping. I really appreciate it.
Jazakallah khairan. So now, going forward, I know you're still like a little young, like you're saying, you're 17 years old, and some people get intimidated, say when they see someone this young, want to perform hijama for them. So I believe, as I mentored him and trained him, he's fully capable, mashallah. Was really focused on learning and implementing the right steps and how to perform it well. And as you can see, mashallah, he's a very well-behaved, respected young man. And I can fully attest to his work. And if anyone does need hijama for men, mashallah, he's very capable of performing that fully. So going forward from graduating, you're still in high school, right, to finish. So what's your next step? And after high school, I know you want to probably go into maybe university or something. Is there something that you want to maybe pursue as into your learning that is going to implement something that's close to hijama, or what is exactly you want to go into? So just tell us a little bit about that.
So first of all, as I am young, I'm 17 years old. The first thing I tell my clients is that to have tawakkul in Allah and trust in me. So that, I think, helps my clients gain some confidence of doing hijama. And actually, my plan is to pursue medicine in the future. So hijama was actually a field that was really close to medicine. So I was like, let's start with hijama, as it's based upon making superficial cuts. So it can help me in the future, inshallah, with more surgeries and inshallah. So make dua for me so I can get into medicine, inshallah.
Inshallah. That's amazing, especially when you pair it up with, the prophetic medicine. That will be amazing. So inshallah, keep an eye out for Dr. Ibrahim, inshallah, in the future. Okay, and what advice would you give to anyone else that is looking to become maybe a hijama practitioner or is already studying it? What kind of advice would you give to someone that is probably even looking into something like this that they would think of going into?
So first of all, I think the biggest benefit or advice I would give you is that, mashallah, you have such a good teacher to train you and ask questions. And second big thing I would talk about is that this is an amana of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So promoting it, reviving it, let the sunnah go forth and don't stop it. So supporting the sunnah, that's a big reward in itself. And let's say I'm doing my interview right now, and inshallah, you would probably train from Miss Abir, inshallah, and you would give your interview as well. Anyone who gets influenced by this to learn hijama, this is basically sadqa jariyah for me, right? Sadqa jariyah for you as well, right? So anyone who trains to do hijama and then does it to people, and let's say they feel a big relief in their pain, they'll give you a lot of du'as for that. So that's basically flowing good deeds in your account. Nowadays, so back in the days in the Prophet's time, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, people used to follow the sunnah because it was sunnah, right? The Prophet did it, so I should do it too. But nowadays, it's kind of sad that people are leaving sunnah just because it's sunnah, right? It's not mandatory, it's just sunnah, right? Even though that's a big setback, as everything the Prophet did was really, really beneficial for all of the Muslims. So I think following this pathway of reviving the sunnah is really beneficial, as you're promoting a good thing, right? And inshallah, this will help you in this dunya and in the akhirah, inshallah. So this is my greatest advice. please learn, contact Holistictibb, book your next training session right now, inshallah.
He's advertising for me, mashallah. Yes. Okay, so how can people find you? And I know you started a new Instagram page, so that's great. So would you like to tell everyone what it's called, and if there are other ways that people can find you if they don't have Instagram?
So I have an Instagram page. It's called Al Shifa Holistic Medicine. So please do follow it. I'm a new practitioner in Calgary, so please support. And you can also contact me through email. So my email is Ibrahim Ahmed Khan 500@gmail.com. So IbrahimAhmedKhan 500@gmail.com. And inshallah, book your next session now, inshallah.
Oh, great. I'll also write those details for him. I'll also write these details in the description also, inshallah. And if you want to add your phone number, we can do that too, but that's going to be like up to you also. We can also add his phone number. Okay.
So my phone number is 825-712-2322.
All right. Jazakallah khairan so much for everything. Like, mashallah, very, very respected young man. And bless your journey and your practice, inshallah, and everything you do in the future. And of course, I love that how everything that, especially nowadays, with the young men in our community, you hardly find anyone that is like stepping up and being the leader as Muslims, you know. And mashallah, like, this is something that you can inspire other like young kids to be like this, because there's a lot of young men that they're losing their way. And I'm very like glad that we have someone like you, and inshallah we probably have others, but we hardly see them. Inshallah, you guys are the leaders of this community and future generation, inshallah. So jazakallah khairan. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. And if you have any last remarks to say.
Sure. So my last remark would be to, promote this sunnah. This is a beautiful sunnah. Don't be scared of the sunnah. So when you do your hijama session, your first hijama session, you might not feel a change because it's new to your body, right? So that doesn't mean that you should stop, implementing hijama. When Prophet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he went on the journey of Miraj, every group of angel he would pass by, they would say that he should implement hijama. So that tells us the importance of hijama. And he would do hijama whenever he would have any distress, any pain in his body. Hijama has a lot of benefits, right? If you have any lung disease, digestive problems, urinary problems, emotional well-being problems, physical well-being problems, it has a lot of benefits. So don't get disheartened if you don't feel a change in your first session. I would recommend doing a full body detox. The main goal of hijama is to basically fix your blood circulation. And blood circulation basically brings in white blood cells, which helps solve many problems. So to improve your blood circulation, you need to do a lot of hijama. So inshallah, don't get disheartened and let the sunnah go forth and don't stop it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khairan, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.